everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Aftermath TV. Caroline here with the regular crew, starting with former WWE referee Jimmy Korderas.
Happy to be here, as always.
Former WWE superstar Anthony Corelli.
Yep, that's me, Mr. Saga.
That's right. Mr. Saga.
And the one and only Nug.
Hi!
And guys, we're back on our island.
Yes, I'm always close to the edge of the pool, but I'm always happy to be back on the island.
There's no place like home.
I'm just upset I have to wear pants again.
It's okay. We won't tell anyone your secret. Guys, last week we quickly touched upon the Fastlane pay-per-view that will be taking place on March 11th in Columbus, Ohio. But let's do a deep dive into it right now, starting with the women's title between Charlotte Flair and Ruby Riot. What can we expect from these two? We haven't seen Charlotte Flair really have to defend her title, so are we going to see anything different in this matchup?
I don't think we're going to see much different in this one. I think Charlotte Flair definitely has the advantage, the experience factor, and the fact that she's probably, in the conversation we talk about best athletes as far as the women's roster goes. Ruby Riot, this is a chance for her to prove that she belongs in the picture, but I think it's too soon for her.
It's also, she's got goons. She's got hired goons at ringside.
Do we think they're going to gang up on Charlotte?
100% they're going to get involved. It's like when The Miz has the Miz-tourage, or when one of the New Day is out there. There's always two other people to contend with. And you've got Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan out there. Anything can happen. And I think Ruby's going to have a good showing. I just don't know if she's going to beat Charlotte.
Will Becky and Naomi come to Charlotte's defense?
That's very possible.
Okay.
Yeah, at first I was kind of like, well, who said she deserves a title shot? Because, you know, that's a pretty significant jump. But is it an opportunity for her to show that she can hang and she belongs there? Or she'll just get beaten up and dismantled by Charlotte. So, heads or tails, we'll see.
I don't know, though. Charlotte Flair, to me, is just like the definition right now of a strong women's superstar, like a female superstar.
Especially on the SmackDown roster.
Yeah.
I think if you talk about complete superstars in the WWE, not just male or female, Charlotte is a complete superstar.
Yeah, these days, you can't say, oh, she's good for a girl. Some of the women are better than a lot of the guys with their athletic ability and their physical conditioning. So it's gender neutral right now.
And one thing we should mention is I don't think it's been settled yet that Asuka has chosen who she's going to fight at WrestleMania, because Shinsuke chose at the end of the Rumble. She never got her chance because she was interrupted by Ronda Rousey. There's still a chance that Asuka could choose Charlotte, and if she gets through this match, I think Charlotte, being as good as she is, that's who Asuka should go after.
Interesting.
Yep.
Ooh, the plot thickens. Okay, and then let's move to the men's side of things. Nug, I know you're not particularly excited because you think that this title matchup for the U.S. title is going to actually lack excitement.
I think both of these superstars currently lack excitement. I think when the music hits, Bobby Roode comes out and everybody gets excited because of the music, and then he's very methodical and very technical in the ring. And then Randy Orton is very methodical and very technical and then hits a move at the end, the RKO, that is very exciting. But you have to wait to get to that excitement. And I think these two things together make for a bit of a snooze of a match. So for me, I'm kind of tuned out on it.
In terms of action, yeah. But in terms of the story where it's going to be who's the better man, I think that's always going to be the underlying story here. And they're going to compete.
But they're also arguing about the SmackDown Top 10 list, which hasn't mattered ever. Why are we caring about the SmackDown Top 10 list?
Jinder Mahal kind of stirred up this rivalry, though, so shouldn't he be in the match?
I don't. No, I would prefer to see it one-on-one. I'm seeing too many multi-person matches. And getting back to the styles between these two, yeah, I understand where Doug is coming from, because you got a guy who is technically sound like Bobby Roode. I mean, there's very few people who are as technically sound as him. And then you got Captain Smooth, Randy Orton, the smoothest superstar maybe ever, because everything he does looks so effortless. And I get the excitement factor, but at the same time, you almost compare it to purists.
Yes.
The purists are going to love this match. The challenge is going to be connecting with that other audience, the more casual, to see if they can draw them in.
You know what's going to happen in this match, and it's very good, and this should happen more often, is it's going to do a proper escalation. They're going to come smooth and cool, and then when they stalemate, they're going to have to keep changing gears, and eventually it's going to get up, and the finish of this match should be fantastic.
Tag team. So we don't really expect an exciting match between for the U.S. title, but then we really do expect an exciting match for the tag team title between the Usos and the New Day.
Oh yeah, 100%. They've set the bar for themselves.
Yep.
Every time these two teams are in the ring, it just gets better and better and better. And it's been a while. They haven't fought recently, but we're back. And it's going to be probably the best match on the card because these two teams know how to steal the show.
What sets them apart from other tag teams?
I think the fact that they work together. Obviously, the Usos being brothers, that helps. The New Day. They genuinely like being together, and it's not like a tag team that's kind of forced together and you have to work with your partner and kind of plow through things. These guys love working together. They have a chemistry, and chemistry is the key word for both these teams. And getting to the match itself, I think what you have here, I always talk about NXT being that nice bridge between old school and new school. These two teams are what does it on the main roster, and I think that's what connects with the audience too.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain attributes you have to be a sports entertainer, strength and agility and all that fun stuff. But the one thing these guys have that's really good is they're creative, and they can sit there and they can analyze and come up with awesome ideas, and it's the freedom to be creative that these two teams have that I think, combined with everything else, really elevates them and makes them really something special to watch.
They're very familiar with each other. And so that familiarity has to breed creativity because you know what that other guy's going to do and they know what you're going to do. So you have to do something different, which means they have to do something different, and that's very exciting.
Exactly.
Modified.
So we weren't a fan for a 5-way for the title.
Yeah.
How about a 6-way, which includes John Cena, and at the moment he's tied with Ric Flair for the most WWE titles. If John Cena wins this, he will hold the record at 17. Can he do it? What do we think?
Of course he can do it.
I know, I think so too.
But
I'm rooting for him.
I do not see it happening. I mean, his chances are what, 1 in 6?
One
and
in
I guess,
six.
I still like to see the matchup between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
I think we all want to see that.
I think a lot of people would like to see that. But adding John Cena into the mix, again, more multi-men matches and in a six-pack challenge, I wonder if it's going to be the same as the rules for the first one that someone on the panel here actually refereed the first one. Where the four participants would be on the outside and they'd have to tag in. You know what I mean? Like 2 guys would be in the ring and the other 4 guys would be on the outside and they'd have to tag into the match to get into the match. Or is it going to be just a
big scramble?
6-person free-for-all?
Yeah, 5 guys I did not like. 6 guys, for some reason, I love it.
It's the even number.
I'm joking. I do not like it. If I'm the champion, I'm pissed. This is horrible.
This is right before you're defending your title at WrestleMania,
Yeah,
possibly.
this guy can
so
beat
why
this
not
guy
put everybody in the match?
Yeah.
Throw a couple more guys in there. Where are the Colognes? They're not doing anything. Toss them in there. Everybody in the match.
Yeah, it's not very good for AJ. He can lose the title without even getting pinned, and it's.
But you've got the top 6 guys in this one match, which to me dilutes the rest of the card.
Not only that, but look at what the plan for everyone involved, the fans have this plan in their head, like we're going to see AJ Styles against Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania, which we all, I think, unanimously love that idea. But now, say it's not him. Say it's any of these guys against Shinsuke Nakamura, and you're kind of like, that's not the marquee match I wanted.
The only one guy it would work against is John Cena, because if John Cena wins, that's a 17-time world champion, and then if Shinsuke faces him at WrestleMania and defeats John Cena, that just puts the rocket on Shinsuke Nakamura's back.
Yeah, and sometimes when you have a situation like this where there's 6 guys, it's not enough individual time to really showcase anybody.
Anybody, yep.
So there's 3 matches, 3 good matches here that we could have had.
Yeah. I want to see John Cena make history, so I'm voting for John Cena. Okay, so mark Fastlane and WWE coming up, WrestleMania coming up, so mark those in your calendar. But guys, we have a new inductee into the 2018 Hall of Fame. I know everyone's so excited about him, and it's good old country boy, Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah, we were talking about this beforehand, and we all said, he's not in the Hall of Fame?
I think the internet, everybody went, what? Wait, and they all Googled and went, oh, he's not. We all thought he was already in the Hall of Fame. He never really had a title, but he's one of the most iconic WWE guys of the 80s. He had action figures. He was on the cartoon. Everyone knows who Hillbilly Jim is.
And everyone knows his song. He's quite iconic.
Yeah. Don't go
messing with a country
You
boy.
wore overalls. You don't get better than that. Come on.
The fact that everybody assumed he was already in it definitely, shows that he's quite deserving of it.
And it's not just his in-ring career, too, because after his in-ring career ended, he became an ambassador for the WWE and traveled the world and did so many great things for charities and stuff like that.
He managed,
a no-brainer to me.
He was a manager for the Godwins when they had the tag belts, and he's done it all. He hosts a radio show. He's done everything.
Humongous too.
He's a monster.
He also mixed that slop bucket for the Godwins, which was gross.
I saw him do cartwheels in the ring once too.
Yes.
Like, come on, he does it all, right?
Yeah.
Sings, he's country, he wears overalls. Like, okay, yeah, we're happy for you. Congratulations, Hillbilly Jim. We're happy for you. Very well deserved. And guys, when we come back, we talk a little bit about some Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. Do I sound like Paul Heyman there? No, I'll work on it. I'll work on it. We talk about some drama surrounding the Beast incarnate. Before we make our way to Brock Lesnar, let's talk about how Raw has us on the edge of our seats after Monday night. And I'm talking about Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle taking on Steph McMahon and Triple H. I can't wait for this. I've been like excited to talk to you guys about this since Monday night.
Yeah, I enjoyed that opening segment. I thought it was really good. It showed off Ronda Rousey very well. I know people are concerned about her in-ring ability. Will she be able to hang in a wrestling ring? You look at her partner, Kurt Angle, who transitioned from amateur wrestling to pro wrestling, probably quicker and better, and got it like in an instant. So who better to have you, guided along than someone like Kurt Angle? Two former Olympians.
Yeah, two former Olympians. There's a lot of, it's only 4 people, but there are a lot of different dynamics. Is Stephanie's in-ring ability up to par?
Right.
Is Ronda, she can fight. Can she transfer that into the ring? Kurt Angle's knees look kind of suspect, like he taped them from like here to here. So can he go? And are they going to take the majority of the workload? And Triple H is in fantastic shape. He's actually some of the best shape I've ever seen him with some of the new functional training he's doing. So is it a normal mixed tag match where when one person tags, the other person has to come in? So there's a lot of interesting dynamics, and it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be entertaining the way it's going to play out.
There was a moment where I was worried, especially after last week, where Ronda Rousey appeared to be on her way to becoming the 4th most important person in this match. And I was really worried that with Triple H punching Kurt Angle and Stephanie inserting herself into that nonsense, that Ronda Rousey would be an afterthought in this. I'm not worried about that anymore. I mean, I know Ronda Rousey's an attraction, but at least she's not lost in the hubbub of this match. Right. She's actually the focal point of the hubbub.
Yeah, and I just really quickly, I want to just, and Anthony knows this very well, with someone like Kurt Angle, the guy's a cyborg. And yes, his knees may be not quite what they used to be, or his elbows or his shoulders or everything like that, but there's a switch in him that turns. As soon as he walks through that curtain and he's out towards the ring, he's like a different person.
He's definitely going to show up.
Oh, yeah. And it's WrestleMania, too.
Do we have any predictions as to how this match is going to go?
I think the good guys.
Yeah, got to cheer for Ronda. And,
the good guys, you mean the Office?
The Olympians. Kurt Angle won an Olympic gold medal with a broken neck. I mean, how do you not want him on your team?
Silver or bronze medalist?
100%. 100%. I feel with the guidance of Kurt Angle, and then having, you know me, I love Ronda Rousey. Having Ronda Rousey right beside him, I don't know, really, Steph McMahon and Triple H have a chance.
I have a hard time thinking Ronda Rousey is going to do anything but win in her first match.
Do you see the fire in her eyes?
Yeah. She's, and you know what? They keep talking about MMA and UFC. Let's take it a step back. She's a judo player. So it's nice to see a high-level Olympic judo athlete in the WrestleMania.
Who is successful in UFC.
Yeah, true.
All right, Team Kurt Angle and Team Ronda Rousey, we got it. We've made that point. But moving on, Brock Lesnar didn't show up to the Elimination Chamber match, kind of skipped out on Raw, then shows up for 35 seconds at a house show. Do fans have the right to be annoyed with the Beast incarnate?
No. In my opinion, no.
They can doubt his passion for the business because he's said many times this is a business for him, and his business is going in and taking care of business. No matter how long or short his match is, that's what he's there to do. It's not his fault that he's good enough to be done a match in 35 seconds. But the fans know his heart's not in it passion-wise. And I think that's where the fans have a problem. Also, some fans paid a lot of money for those tickets, and then the thing they came to see was there for 35 seconds, and then he laughed about it taking no time and took off.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you laugh if you beat Kane in 35 seconds? I'd be like, yeah, I eat Kane for breakfast every morning.
If I was an athlete like Brock Lesnar, and as Paul Heyman would always say, you don't get paid by the hour. You look at it this way. He is an attraction. when people come and pay their money, do you get upset when you go to a boxing match and Tyson knocks a guy out in 90 seconds? Oh, I didn't get my money's worth. Yes, you did.
Yeah,
because you paid to see Mike Tyson knock somebody out, he knocked somebody out. You paid your money to see Brock Lesnar defeat someone, he defeated someone. It's the same thing.
You brought up Paul Heyman. What happens to Paul Heyman if Brock Lesnar doesn't come back to WWE?
Well, I'm sure Paul Heyman will find a new up-and-coming, somebody to sink his teeth into. But the anger stems from disappointment.
Of course.
You want to see him perform, and you just want to see him. You want more.
Right.
So getting mad at his decisions and all his personal life and the way he views it, that's kind of a byproduct of I didn't get enough of what I wanted.
But the whole thing is they're upset that he's not passionate like them. You know what I mean? If you're good at something, like Brock Lesnar is good at fighting, and he's good at professional wrestling or sports entertainment, why not do it and make money? And if you're a guy who commands high dollars for it, more power to you.
I love that they're upset that Brock Lesnar's not like them. Brock Lesnar's not like anybody, and you're never going to be like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I mean, it's a performance. It's entertainment. And yeah, you're good at it. Yeah, you can beat guys quickly, but I'm kind of paying to be entertained. As you're kind of ripping me off a bit. I can see it. I understand Brock's side. If I'm a businessman, I'm not getting paid by the hour. I'm getting the job and I'm getting out of town.
Yeah, but there's
a responsibility to the fans.
But there's also an entire show going on. This wasn't the only match on the show. You had everybody on there. It was from my understanding, the rest of the card was great.
He's different from everybody else, though.
Yeah,
because he has that presence that nobody else really has. So.
Well, he's definitely keeping us on our toes with what he's going to do next. Guys, I'm very excited for you to see Jimmy's interview with NXT's Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. That's coming up next, so stay where you are. You don't want to miss this. Brock? The Aftermath panel had a chance to go to Mississauga for an NXT show, and our very own Jimmy Korderas got to sit down with some of his friends, Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Check it out.
I haven't seen Candice since NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Oh,
We're sitting near each other, watching that match with you and Tommaso versus the Revival, which to this day probably match of the year.
It won in 2016. The 2016 match of the year, as voted on by NXT fans.
Got my vote too. I want to ask you, Candice, because I find it interesting because you're sitting in the audience, you're watching your husband perform in the ring, and he's very active, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Do you ever sit back and go like, oh, please, Johnny, don't do that?
I get more nervous watching him wrestle than right before I'm about to wrestle.
Really?
And I think it's because I can't control him, and he just does what he wants, so I have to just accept that he's going to just do whatever.
Now, your style obviously is, for me, if I were to describe it, I want to hear your description, but my description is kind of like a hybrid. You have kind of bridged old school and new school and kind of melded it into an evolution. How would you describe yourself?
Man, I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know how to describe myself. I think at the end of the day, I'm just me. I do what I feel is entertaining. I do what I like to watch, I guess. Growing up, like I've said many times, I was a huge Shawn Michaels guy. And the way he told stories and the way he carried himself, I think for me being a smaller guy, and it being 2018, there's ways to adapt that style, and like you said, evolve it into something more modern. And I've been lucky that I've gotten that kind of blank canvas in NXT to paint my picture and be myself.
Nice. Now, both of you heading down to NXT, a lot of misconceptions about when talent goes down there for the first time. What was the biggest takeaway you took away when you first walked in the doors and you didn't expect it? You said, man, I didn't expect that. That is so cool.
I'd say, for me, just how cool everyone is. Just for me, like I like we're both such wrestling fans growing up, and you see a guy like Triple H, and you see a guy like Shawn Michaels, and I remember the first time I met those two, I was kind of like, oh no, like
I literally backed away, and Triple H called me out on backing away because I thought I was not a part of that conversation, and he called me out on it.
They're just so approachable, and they're so willing to teach, and they just want to see. They want to see everyone succeed, and that was the coolest thing for me, is to see how down to earth they are, and how just willing they are to help the younger guys. That's the number one thing. They're just trying to mold us and make us better versions of ourselves, and I think it's
really
worked out pretty
bizarre.
well. Yeah.
In the coolest of ways, it's very bizarre.
Right now in the WWE, the women's movement.
Yes.
is huge. They call it the revolution, evolution, whatever you want to call it. It is huge right now. This is a perfect time for you to be joining this roster.
It really is. A few years ago, I kind of was getting a little discouraged, and I was going, man, I feel like I got in wrestling maybe a little too late. And then as time went on and on and on, I started going, no, actually, I started wrestling at like the perfect time, and this is all happening how it's supposed to. Getting to compete in the Mae Young Classic, when that happened, I was like, okay, yeah, like this is when this is supposed to be happening. And it's perfect now because I have 4 nieces, and all of this is like, this is the kind of stuff I want them to look up to. This is the kind of, you know, wrestling that I want them to watch. And I mean, even if they don't pick me as their favorite, which they should, well, they can't. I'm talking about,
How could they not?
Come on.
We split the nieces. Like 2 like me the best and 2 like her the best.
Yeah, we split the nieces.
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
So we're cool there.
Jimmy, what did that feel like talking to your old friends Johnny and Candace?
It feels kind of weird because we've known each other for a long time, both Candace and Johnny. I hate to make comparisons to past superstars, but I'm going to do one here anyways. I look at Johnny Gargano, and he, to me, feels like this generation's version of Ricky Steamboat.
Nice.
And I see a huge future for him, as well as Candace. I mean, she's amazing. And once the NXT universe gets a chance to see what she's capable of, it's going to be amazing.
Awesome.
I love the fact that they call him Johnny Wrestling, and there's Johnny Hockey and Johnny
Football.
Well, it rolls off the tongue a lot better than Johnny Sports Entertainment.
Yeah.
All right, guys, going on to Ask Aftermath. We had a really fun question come in, and the question is asking us if we could take a professional athlete that's currently playing a sport and bring them into the WWE, who would it be?
Ooh, wow.
You know what? Even though I'm kind of going with a hometown favorite because I am a Packers fan, I really think Clay Matthews would do well in the WWE. He's a linebacker, but he's like, good look. He's got that long hair. I think he'd be a lot of fun in the ring. And there is a long history of football players doing well in WWE. So I'd go Clay Matthews.
I got somebody.
Oh,
no. It's not what we're... Wait a minute. I changed it.
We had the same one, and I guess Anthony
we were going to say Gronkowski.
At the same time.
Yes, we were supposed to say at the same time. But Shaun White. The snowboarder.
Snowboarder? Interesting.
Imagine what that guy can do off the top rope.
With a board? With a board?
Yeah, with a board.
You like Gronk?
Yeah, I was going to say Gronk, which Anthony now just told everyone what my pick was. It's okay. I'm just saying, picture this. I'm going to paint a picture quickly for you guys. Gronk retires from the NFL. He signs with WWE. That's gold. I'm ready to watch. It should happen. There's rumors that it might happen. So.
Just that him and Mojo together might be very the annoying brothers.
Very annoying.
They're so big.
See, that's a tough choice. If I was to go female athlete, maybe a Serena Williams because she's very athletic, and I think she could pick it up quickly. Male side, that's a tougher one. If I'm going to go MMA, Conor McGregor.
Okay.
He's a guy who
That's a good one.
He can hang out.
That's a good one, Jimmy Korderas.
He may have to tone down the language a little bit, Conor, but I think he's
Guys, keep sending us your questions using the hashtag AskAftermath. For now, enjoy this upcoming episode of SmackDown Live. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy.